this.
You thought we all understood the game.
Since Season 2 of Squid Game premiered late last month, people have been memeing the English dub to no end. For even a little while, I can't browse through my TikTok stream without seeing a slew of weird, out-of-context conversations or Jaehyun yelling. I've played these games before, at the top of his lungs. You can't dispute that the dub is a tad silly if you don't know the moment in issue or have only seen Squid Game in the original Korean. The problem is that it was inevitable. I've always chosen the original language choice when it comes to Japanese or Korean anime or video games. Performances are more authentic and timely, and there is no chance that localization would alter the content of the conversation. This was not feasible for a long time, though, and many of the shows and games that were published outside of their home nations only provided dubs. Dubs have only lately been utilized as punching bags for internet debate since you become used to many of their peculiarities and distinctive features. Squid Game and other Korean television programs are similar. To be honest, like many others, I was jokingly clowning on the English dub. That is, until I happened to catch my roommate watching the new season with the dubbing and decided to sit down and check whether any of the jokes were true. Once you become used to each character's voice cadence and delivery, it feels very natural, much like in many video games, movies, and television shows. I started to identify these characters with certain voices, just like the anime I saw as a child, and it was difficult to see them in any other light. Squid Game dub viewers probably feel the same way. Additionally, critics are neglecting the challenges of dubbing such films, whether they are animated or live action. In order to ensure that narrative elements, unique jokes, or complex character motivations are conveyed with the least amount of difficulty, animated television programs and video games must create dialogue that can match lip movements and shot timings in new languages while also taking localization requirements into consideration. That's a challenging job, particularly when working on a show like Squid Game that has a diverse ensemble cast and moves at 1,000,000 miles per hour. However, there is no escaping the fact that it will occasionally feel uncomfortable and out of place in a live-action program like this. That does not imply that it is worthy of being destroyed. Squid Game is one of Netflix's most popular series ever, and I'm willing to wager that many people will only ever watch it in English without ever considering subtitles. The program also defaults to the dubbed option when you initially begin it, so it's likely that the majority of viewers will only ever watch it in this manner. However, it seems that some who ought to know better are driving the conversation and criticizing the work of a strong group of performers because it garners them millions of views on TikTok. Any dub taken out of context will make people laugh, especially on a program like this, but it's a joke that will ultimately serve no purpose. The packed English cast also performs admirably, with player 456, Greg Chun of Judgment fame, as the leader. Very few of the critiques I've read have been constructive, but it's okay to criticize an English dub when it comes to performances that match a character, the way specific lines are delivered, or the general direction of a production. Without any hint of subtlety, it's just jokes, memes, and short TikToks that aim to dunk on something. There is a valid argument to be made about whether or not to dub or subtitle series like Squid Game and the benefits of watching content in its original language. But in order for this discussion to be credible, you must first admit that each choice has advantages. It's acceptable to have preferences and to criticize things that don't suit you, but it doesn't benefit anybody to put in a lot of effort just to gain influence.